Good morning, and welcome to the Inner Shift. I hope everyone is well. Today, I wanted to talk about vulnerability, more specifically as it relates to men. Why do we continue to hold the weight of the world and not let anybody know that we're struggling? What is that all about? The truth is, vulnerability isn't something that we were taught. It is actually something that we were taught to avoid. Today, I wanted to talk about why men struggle with being vulnerable and why learning this skill can completely transform your life. So think about it, because this is something that I think is very important as it relates to our mental and emotional health. Because from an early age, we're given certain messages about being, don't cry, handle it yourself, man up. These messages may have been well-intentioned, but over time they teach us that expressing ourselves and expressing our emotions is a weakness rather than a strength. We really want to think about those things. As we grow older, we become experts at hiding what's happening in us internally. We may continue to take on our responsibilities. We may continue to work, provide for our families, and meet other responsibilities while carrying stress and anxiety, disappointment, and silence. The problem is that emotions don't go away. They don't just disappear. They show up in other areas like anger, frustration, anxiety, depression, and we do it all in silence, especially that area, or start to come up with unhealthy coping strategies. And physically, it impacts us in our health. Many men are also in fear of being vulnerable because we're afraid that we're going to be judged, rejected, or viewed as less capable. They believe if we let people see that we're struggling, they'll no longer respect us, because that is big thing that we want to hold on to, is that level of respect. Real strength is having courage to acknowledge what you're feeling and choosing to do things in more healthier ways. That is where the strength is. Vulnerability isn't about oversharing with everyone. It's about being honest with yourself first, and then learning about who is going to be given that opportunity to hear our true story. When you're willing to be vulnerable, you communicate more effectively, build healthier relationships, reduce emotional pressure, and develop greater resilience. This is what this is about: resilience and building capacity. You're no longer carrying that burden alone. So think about it. Really start to begin opening up. If you're a man or anyone carrying everything by yourself, I want to challenge you with one question. What emotion have you been holding or avoiding, and you're convinced yourself that you have to do things alone and be strong? Strength and vulnerability are not opposites. They're actually kind of connected to one another. In fact, vulnerability may be one of the greatest demonstrations of strength that you'll ever show in your lifetime. So think about it. Be well, take care of yourselves, and tune in if you want to hear more information about mental and emotional health, more specific to men.